Yeah, it was obviously great to get the win. Louisville's a very good team, as they always are every year. They play tough and don't give you anything. And we needed a quality start, and we got one from Ethan Darden. He pitched 6 very good innings, and Reed Garris giving us the 5 outs that he gave us, and Ryan Amos the 4 outs that he gave us. I thought from a pitching and defensive standpoint, it was it was a very well pitched game, and played pretty good defense behind him. It was kind of a grinded out offensive day, 15 hits, and felt like we left a lot of runs on the table, made 3 outs on the bases. So it felt like we were out of sorts a little bit, just not really cashing in on moving some runners over and getting some runners home. But a lot of that can be a credit to Louisville as well, but credit also to our guys is just sticking with it and finding ways to get on. Billy gets a big hit and ties the game with a 2-run homer. And then just kind of the way we got the 3-run inning there in the 7th, with a pinch hit, base hit to get it going by Jack Crichton, and then before you know it, Cooper Ingle drops down a perfect bunt, and Willie Taylor with just a gutsy at-bat to go 0-2 and then battle back, win pitches, and draw an RBI walk. Caden Grice holds his ground on a backup breaking ball, doesn't get out of the way, and another RBI. And then Billy again with his 3rd RBI of the game with the sac fly. So, we did leave some runs on the table for sure. Felt like we could have scored more. But credit to our guys for just finding a way. And very good pitching and defense for sure. That was the highlight.
Questions for players?
Ethan, what was working well for you on the mound today?
It was a great day to be a Tiger. I felt like we competed. It was only a matter of time before we scored some runs with 15 hits. So I feel like our guys did a great job battling in the box all game.
Growing up in South Carolina and being able to be a regular weekend starter as a freshman, how special has it been for you?
Everything has been a blessing. Being here is just a blessing each and every day. To hang out with my brothers and these wonderful coaches. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Billy, take us through that at-bat with the 2-run home run that you hit to tie the game there.
Just trying to get something going. I thought we swung it pretty well. Obviously didn't cash in, like you said. Credit to Louisville to getting out of those situations. Obviously credit to our pitching, holding us there, and our defense. I thought they did great. It was a matter of time before we started scoring runs. So.
Y'all have been on the road for quite a bit lately. How good does it feel to be back at home here for an ACC series?
Yeah, it was great. I was talking to, I think, Mays before the game about just being back at home, how great it feels. It really does feel like forever since we played at home in front of that crowd. So.
How good does it feel to have exams behind you, just be able to focus on baseball and nothing else right now?
Great. I think we're going to take advantage of that. Get some sleep. I know it's been a long week for everybody, so I know everybody's glad to be done with that.
Any other questions for players?
Billy, obviously you've been doing really well ever since you kind of became a staple of this lineup. Just what's been going well for you, and what's kind of been a change in you maybe from last season to now?
Well, I think we have a great approach going into every game, knowing what their staff's trying to do, knowing what their starter's good at, what he's trying to do. Our whole lineup has good days. I think we hit the ball well a lot here recently, and just getting our jobs done, just trying to help the team win, every one of us.
Anything else for players? All right, thank you guys.
Erik, a month ago, if you guys would go 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position, you might not win the game. What's been the difference where you're still able to find ways to win despite having a bad day there?
Is that where we went today?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it. It felt like 0 for 13. Just when the team is confident and they're connected, and there is that synergy between the pitching and the defense and the hitting. It's just, for whatever reason, and I don't even know if I can explain it well, but there's just this connectivity that we're just going to find a way. And we didn't necessarily, we were finding our identity early, but we were still going through it. And, you know, we were still kind of, you know, still figuring out who we were, what the roles were, who goes where. And I think there's just been that figuring it out process to where now there's a comfort and just a belief that even if we don't, because there's going to be times where we just don't cash in and we don't get that run in and we don't get the hit, but there's this belief that the next guy will pick them up or we'll do it the next inning or whatever. And it's a good feeling. And the guys have it right now and they're confident. And, you know, it's good to see.
Coach, base running played a big part in the game today. Taylor heads up play to score that first run of the game, but then, you know, a couple mistakes there cost you maybe a run or two. Obviously the crazy play at the plate with Bertram. But you have to say, you know, if you look at the season, base running's been a real strength for y'all, hasn't it?
It has, and you know, we live and die by the sword. So, you know, if we're going to be aggressive, and one of our calling cards is being aggressive, then we have to be willing to run into outs sometimes, and that's what we did today. It's just ran into three of them on the 3 outs on the bases, and that's, you know, unfortunately too many. But we're gonna with a guy who's fast at third and the infield in and 1 out, we're always gonna be on go there. Or, you know, most of the time we're gonna be on go, and it's an aggressive play, and you make the defense make the play. And credit to Louisville, they fielded a nice backhand ball through a strike to the plate, and we were out. But you know, we're gonna, by being aggressive, and Bertram, his was an aggressive play, and the ball bounced and went right back to the catcher, and it's bang bang, and it's just one of those things. But I don't mind aggressive plays and aggressive mistakes for that matter. I mean, we want our guys to go for it. We kind of have that screw it mentality, and if we're going to be the team that we want to be, then we have to go for it and not hold anything back. So I do like that we are playing, you know, with an edge, right on the edge.
Did Riley feel like the catcher missed him on that play? Because from what we saw, it sure looked like he missed him.
Yeah, no, he said he might have got me. I don't know. Like, he didn't know, and it's, you know, those are tough because you got to have conclusive evidence to overturn it. So there must have been. I haven't watched it yet, but I guess we'll have to take a look at it.
How important was it for Ethan and Reed to go deep as they did, and, you know, 16 pitches for Hammond, so you saved a lot of arms in the bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, that's been a big storyline of, you know, from a month or two ago to now. It's just the starters giving us a little more length, the bullpen not being overtaxed, getting bullpen guys that are back off injury that can help us. And, yeah, it's just a much better feeling when you get a quality start from a starter, especially early in the weekend, and you can preserve the bullpen a little bit. But those guys came in and did a great job to get the 9 outs that they did, 5 with Reed and 4 with Ammo, to be able to do that against a good lineup with 6 left-handed hitters and, you know, some experience, and a lot of guys on that team that were in a super regional last year. So, you know them very well, know their staff very well. It's, you know, one of the best coaching staffs in the country, and Coach Mack's, you know, future Hall of Famer. And so it's, you know, it was a grinded out kind of day today, and it's going to be a tough one again tomorrow.
Is Ethan? Oh, go ahead, Kristen.
Is there anything you can point to as far as what's been going better for your starters over the last, like you said, month or so, and just what's been leading to kind of the ability to get those more quality starts?
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing more strikes. You know, there's less free passes. We'll still have a few walks here and there, but it just feels like the guys are doing a better job of attacking the zone and letting the defense play. And I think the pitching and the defense is connected. And, you know, we've shuffled a few weekend starters in and out. You know, a guy like Darden, who gets a lot of ground balls and throws a lot of strikes, he may be a freshman, but he's effective, and he's been a really good, effective starter for us in that regard. Having Caden Grice on the back end has been super effective, and obviously Gordo's been a weekend starter the whole year, and he's got good stuff. So, you know, it's just, I think, them settling into their roles and, you know, finding a way to, be really good in their routine week to week in their preparation. And that's another part of it, when 1 week a guy's a reliever and the next week he's a starter, and we're just trying to figure it out. And that's been one thing I think where as coaches helping figure out the roles, so put the guys in the best positions to have success has helped the team or help those individuals have success so they can settle into their roles. And that was probably a mistake that, I don't even know if you call it a mistake. It was just something that as we were finding our identity and figuring out who goes where and what our pieces were, just felt like it was a little out of sorts, and it was, and we were a little hampered with some guys that were out, but that's all part of it, and that's part of what has made the team now and given us the belief that we have, because had we not had the struggles early, we wouldn't have the confidence we have now.
With Ethan, is he kind of where you want him to be at this point in the year during his freshman season?
I don't know if you can ask for anything more from a freshman. He didn't have his best outing last week in Boston, and had a good outing today. Outside of the 2-run homer, I thought he was good. He was just, really methodical the way he just got ground ball after ground ball and let the defense work. So yeah, I mean, we're happy, with his performance today and just his kind of evolution this season, going from what started as maybe he might be a margin guy to then he's a matchup lefty to then he's a short reliever to then he's a high leverage reliever to then he's a midweek starter to now a weekend starter. That's pretty good. So yeah, happy with kind of how he's grown and improved, and he's matured a lot as well mentally, and I think he's got a very, very bright future.
Your decision to pinch hit Crichton for Cora was a pretty good one. He was 2 for 2 today and started off that big 7th inning for you.
That was a big deal, yeah, just getting a contribution from a guy off the bench like that, and a 2-strike base hit to lead things off and get the score